Alright, so that dunk session, I wouldn't even call it a dunk session, bro. That was terrible. I just couldn't get warm, man. Like, I've been struggling with a bit of hip pain, a bit of lower back pain on the left side. Like, I've been waking up at night. It's like a 7 or 8 out of 10. Like, not in a bad way. It's just like really, really tight. And that's just because I've been lifting legs 3 times a week. So, you know, it's like expected that, you know, the body's gonna pull up sore or whatever. But yeah, you know, like I said, I couldn't really get warm. Couldn't even make a windmill, which is crazy. Because, you know, there'll be days where I hit like an off the backboard between the legs, first go and 10 and whatever. Like, it's literally part of the process. I'm not going to sit here and complain like I've, you know, done this myself. I fatigued myself, so yeah, I'm not even mad about it. I'm going to go train with my mate Chris, who's also training to jump higher, training to dunk. Chris Iverson, he was in all my old vlogs. Took a bit of a hiatus for about 2-3 years and did some other stuff, some powerlifting, some marathon training. He actually even did an Ironman. If you don't know what an Ironman is, it's like a 4K swim, a 160-kilometer bike ride, and then a marathon after. And he did that, and yeah, did a bit of a hiatus, bit of a side quest. But now he's back. He's now, you know, trying to dunk again. Honestly, he's probably jumping the highest he ever has. Like, his baseline is so much higher. Like, even his first session back after doing marathon training, he was basically where he left off, you know, when he was, I don't know, 20 years old. He's like 23, 24 now. So yeah, he's doing really well. Gonna go train with him. Again, terrible session, but, you know, it's part of the process, man. You can't be too mad about it. You know, you gotta be process driven, instead of results driven. You're always worrying about results, you're never gonna get anywhere. You know, if I worried about results and I went from, you know, going backward East Bay first go, under both, all that, to not hitting a windmill within like a 2-week span, then I'd probably quit, wouldn't I? But, you know, you can't be thinking like that, man. It's a long-term game, and that's why a lot of people don't make progress, right? Because they're too results driven, they let their emotions get in the way. And I'm not saying you can't be mad about having a bad dunk session, that's fine. You know, it shows you care, but don't let the emotion, I guess, dictate you, you know, rule over you. So yeah, enough yapping, man. Let's get to work. Let's go lift some weight, boys. Yeah.
Grip and rip, Chris. Grip and rip. Uh-huh. Oh! Alright. Come on.
What the f***? What's the limit of what I can say on this thing, bro?
Well, no, just say what you want, and if it's really bad, I'll cut it out.
No worries.
Short tour, bro. Short tour.
I see. I wonder if that's the line. If you're gonna keep that in or not. In context.
Context being that vomited about an hour ago in the toilets. Hey, someone's gotta lift the weight, man.
Serious weight, bro.
Yep. Yeah, bro.
Get something, bro.
Alright. Who else doing this, Chris? Let's go.
Just the bar, bro.
Yep. Alright, here we go. Here we go.
Yep. Nice.
I want this.
You got it. Let's go. Pull. Yep. That's for you, bro. Easy, man. Yeah, it's got to be good for your back.
That's cooked though, eh? I feel cooked.
Yeah, don't blame you, man.
Hey, someone's gonna do it though.
That's
Alright.
Hey, you played sport as a kid.
Uh-huh. One more. Drive through ground. Uh-huh. Yep. Who's a big timer?
Yeah, I was thinking about getting under it.
Yeah. Hey.
Alright, voice over Tom here, and I'm just going to show you some of my highlights of my lifting and dunking over the last, I'd probably say 2 to 3 months. This was a front squat from the session that you just saw before with Chris, who I was talking about before. I hit a 160 kilo front squat, just a single on that day. That was a dunk from about 2 or 3 months ago when we didn't have court access, so I went to the OG home hoop and did a dunk session there. It was very cold. I actually had to wear long skins, or like long compression, because it just was so cold and I was having trouble warming up, and that was an issue when we were really deep in winter here in Perth, Australia. I was finding it hard to warm up, and you know, and if you're not warm, you can't obviously jump to your maximum potential, and that was a bit of an issue for a couple of weeks, so I had to resolve it by getting compression. So I wore that for a couple of weeks, especially outdoor, man. Like, it can be very hard to warm up, so I can't imagine how these guys
in Europe, you know, stay warm and even get warm in their dunk sessions. It's like snowing, hailing, all that outside. So for some depth jumps, here's me doing a cable bicep single arm curl. It's a good variation, and I've been doing it quite a bit recently. I really enjoy it. Here's 120 kilos for 5 reps on the barbell Larsen press. Now, this is a PR for me. I kind of just sent it on the day. I was feeling good. I did 115 for 5, and that moved well. And then, yeah, 120 for 5. I brought out I think it's called the Osmo 3. It's the new camera I've got. I'm really enjoying it. You know, there's lots to learn on it. There's lots of different features. It's even got a tracking feature, which I haven't got around to using yet. But I definitely want to do that, especially if I have a solo dunk session. I can kind of track my movement, and it just makes for a better video. So I'll get around to doing that. Here's 140 kilos for 3 on the just, you know, regular pause bench press. Had Chewy spotting me, or Nathan. We call him Chewy because there's a lot of like background lore. Let's just say that. I'll leave it at that. And here's a dunk session we had at Belmont Oasis. This rim was 910 on the day, and this was like my first indoor session in a little while at this point in time. So it was actually really fun because I kind of missed like dunking indoor, you know, with the boys. Actually, I take that back. I had been dunking indoors, but it kind of just been like by myself, kind of sporadically. So it's good, you know. The session with the boys. I was at East Bay. It was a terrible lob inside. I found the ball and dunked it. Hit a off the backboard East Bay. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I mean, the rim was 910. You'd hope it's pretty easy. I mean, I was jumping alright on that day. I jumped better in the session the week after when I had Dan over. So this is Dan on screen right now on the bench press. I don't know where the footage went. I mean, some of it's on my Instagram, but a lot of the footage is just not on my phone, so I couldn't put it in the vlog. But if you really are interested, it's, you know, back in my Instagram videos. Here's him hitting 120 kilo bench press. But yeah, back to what I was saying is the dunk session I had with Dan, the first one on the 911 court on the other side where I was just dunking before in that video. I had I'd say a better session there, even though the rim was higher. I just jumped higher, hit cooler dunks, back rimmed a off backboard behind the back, which is a super technical dunk and one I want to get down. It's a very cool dunk, but I mean the amount of technique that goes into it and coordination, timing, is just a ridiculously hard dunk. So it's one of those elite dunks that I always dream about doing. You know, since day one. Like, I'd see people do it online, and this was at the time where I could barely hit off the backboard, right? So the fact that they're putting it behind their back is a crazy thing to me. And then, you know, the fact that I'm at that point now is just, you know, it's really cool. So this is Chris, one of my really good mates, hitting 140 for 3. So that's 3 20 kilo plates aside, 3 reps on the bench press, which, you know, it's a really cool goal. I mean, hitting 140, you know, just for one is like a lot of people's lifetime goals. So he hit it for 3 reps there. Pretty crazy. So Dan dunks here. I believe this is 162 or 165 kg for 2 reps. This was the day after the dunk session, I believe, and he had a heavy double planned. I think he hit this for another set of 2 after as well. I'm not too sure.
Check the angle, chat.
Then
Careful,
we went
don't
to the
slip.
beach, and I did not want to get in the water because it is very cold, as people might know. The water in Perth is quite cold, especially around winter time, just because of like the ocean and like the certain currents. This is 130 kilos for 5 reps on the bench press. Bench has been feeling really good lately, so really just going to try and, you know, work towards that 160 kilo for 1 or 140 kilos for 5 reps. Both are really cool PRs. Want to be able to hit, and I've been doing some more volume work as well. So, you know, more 8 rep stuff, you know, on compound leg exercises. So deadlifts here, this is 210 for 8. It actually felt extremely easy. Like, it almost felt like there's no weight on the bar. Been doing front squats for sets of 8 as well. It's been really fun though. I think it's a missing link in my training, and, you know, I've been getting gassed out, you know, doing anything over 5 reps. So there's definitely something in that, and it's something I want to pursue and continue to get better at. And I think it's just free gains, to be honest. And for someone like myself, I find that the strength carryover in the weight room just carries over to my jumping a lot better. So I fall more under what we call in our JumpX world the gazelle category, right? And the gazelle category means someone who's naturally more elastic, naturally a little bit more fast, right? And it means their strength work is going to carry over a lot more than someone who was for, say, a bear category, who are, you know, naturally big, naturally strong, carry a lot of muscle mass, right? But, you know, they're not very fast naturally. So, you know, their weakness is trying to stay fast and trying to stay elastic. And we actually have 5 categories we put people into, and each category has a little description, and there's different things that they're good at, there's things they're bad at, right? And if you want to do that yourself, and we got a free little quiz you can check out. It'll literally just be the first link in my bio. Go to the link, answer the questions. There's like 5 to 10 questions, and it's kind of about your training, yourself and all that kind of stuff. And you'll find out what, I guess, animal you're most suited to be, or which, jump profile. We kind of associate animals with them that, somewhat would fit the profile if they were, if the animal was jump training. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.